Walk into any gym and you'll find two tribes. On one side are the cardio enthusiasts, moving rhythmically on treadmills, bicycles, rowing machines, and stair climbers. They chase endurance, heart health, and the meditative state that emerges somewhere between kilometer 3 and kilometer 10. On the other side are the disciples of iron. They squat, deadlift, press, pull, and spend years pursuing the mysterious art of moving heavy objects in increasingly sophisticated ways. Both groups believe they possess a piece of the truth. The reality is more interesting. The human body was never designed to choose between cardio and strength training. Evolution gifted us both. Our ancestors needed the endurance to travel long distances, hunt, gather, and survive. They also needed strength to carry food, build shelters, climb, fight, and protect their communities. In a sense, the debate between cardio and strength training is like arguing whether a bird should focus more on its left wing or its right wing. The answer is obvious. It needs both. Understanding fat loss. The great energy mystery. Before comparing training methods, we must understand a simple but often misunderstood truth. Fat loss is fundamentally about energy balance. When your body uses more energy than it receives from food, it must obtain the remaining energy from stored reserves, primarily body fat. However, the journey is more complex than the popular slogan "Eat less, move more." Your body is not a calculator. It is a living ecosystem. Hormones, sleep quality, stress levels, muscle mass, recovery capacity, and training style all influence how effectively fat is burned. Imagine your body as a city. Fat is the energy reserve bank. Muscles are factories. The heart is the transportation system. Hormones are government regulations. Sleep is infrastructure maintenance. If any of these systems fail, efficiency declines. Cardio for fat loss. The direct route cardio training excels at one thing: burning calories during the workout itself. Running, cycling, swimming, rowing, and brisk walking increase energy expenditure immediately. For example, 30 minutes of jogging may burn 150,500 calories. An hour of cycling may burn 400,800 calories. Intense interval training may burn even more. This makes cardio highly effective for creating an energy deficit. Research consistently shows that aerobic exercise contributes significantly to reductions in body fat and improvements in metabolic health. One major advantage is accessibility. Almost anyone can walk. Not everyone can deadlift 180 kilograms. Cardio also creates relatively little technical complexity. Put one foot in front of the other long enough and you're participating. Of course, there is a downside. The body adapts. A beginner runner may burn substantial energy running 5 kilometers. After months of training, the same distance becomes easier and requires fewer resources. The body becomes efficient, which is wonderful for survival and mildly annoying for fat loss. Strength training for fat loss. The long game strength training is often misunderstood. People see someone lifting weights and think, how can that burn as many calories as running? The answer lies in what happens after the workout. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. The more muscle you maintain, the more energy your body requires to function. Think of muscle as expensive real estate. Every kilogram requires maintenance. Your body must constantly invest resources into preserving it. Research repeatedly demonstrates that resistance training helps preserve lean body mass during weight loss, making it easier to maintain a healthy metabolism. Without strength training, weight loss often includes both fat and muscle. With strength training, a greater proportion of the weight lost comes from fat. In simple terms, cardio helps you lose weight. Strength training helps determine what kind of weight you lose. The afterburn effect. Fitness marketing meets reality. You may have heard claims that strength training turns your body into a 24-hour calorie-burning furnace. This idea is based on a real phenomenon called excess post-exercise oxygen consumption epoch. After intense exercise, the body continues using additional energy during recovery. The effect exists, but fitness advertisements often exaggerate it dramatically. The truth is more balanced. EPOC contributes to overall energy expenditure, but it is not magical. The real long-term advantage of strength training is muscle preservation, functional capacity, and metabolic health rather than some mythical overnight calorie inferno. Sorry, the laws of thermodynamics remain undefeated. Heart health. Where cardio shines brightest, if the heart could speak, it would probably vote for cardio. Aerobic exercise produces profound cardiovascular adaptations. Increased stroke volume, lower resting heart rate, improved blood pressure regulation, better circulation, enhanced oxygen delivery, reduced risk of cardiovascular disease. Large-scale studies consistently show that regular aerobic exercise significantly lowers mortality risk and improves cardiovascular outcomes. The heart becomes stronger not because it lifts heavy weights but because it learns to pump efficiently over extended periods. A trained endurance athlete's heart can pump more blood with fewer beats. Imagine replacing a small economy engine with a powerful hybrid system. Same destination, less effort, greater efficiency, strength training, and heart health. The underrated hero for decades, cardio dominated discussions about cardiovascular health. Modern research has expanded the picture. Strength training also contributes meaningfully to blood pressure reduction, improved insulin sensitivity, better glucose control, reduced visceral fat, enhanced vascular function. Some studies suggest that combining aerobic and resistance training produces superior overall health outcomes compared with either method alone. In other words, cardio strengthens the pump. Strength training improves the machinery connected to the pump. Together they create a more resilient system. Longevity. Training for the person you will become. Most fitness advice focuses on appearance. Aesthetics matter. Humans naturally care about how they look. But eventually everyone faces a more important question. What kind of life do you want at 70, 80, or 90 years old? Longevity is not merely about adding years to life. It is about adding life to years. Research consistently associates both aerobic fitness and muscular strength with reduced all-cause mortality. Interestingly, low muscular strength predicts premature mortality surprisingly well. Being strong is not just useful for athletes. It matters for ordinary life. Can you climb stairs, carry groceries, lift luggage, get up from the floor, maintain balance? These abilities become increasingly valuable with age. A 25-year-old may train to look good at the beach. An 80-year-old trains to remain independent. The exercise is the same. The purpose evolves. The psychology of training. The best training program is not the most scientifically perfect one. It is the one you actually do. A theoretically optimal routine performed for 3 weeks is inferior to a simple routine maintained for 10 years. Some people find peace while running through forests. Others find meaning under a barbell. Some discover both. Fitness is not merely physiology. It is identity. The most successful exercisers eventually stop viewing exercise as something they do. They begin viewing it as part of who they are. A philosophical perspective on movement. The ancient philosophers often spoke about excellence, not perfection. Excellence. Perfection is impossible. Excellence is a direction. Every workout becomes a conversation between your present self and your future self. When you exercise, you are making a small investment into a person who does not yet exist. Tomorrow's version of you. Next year's version. The 70-year-old version. The 90-year-old version. In this sense, training is one of the most optimistic activities humans perform. You exercise because you believe there will be a future worth preparing for. That is a surprisingly profound act of faith. What science suggests is best based on current evidence. The most effective approach for fat loss, heart health, physical performance, and longevity is usually a combination of both. Strength training 24 sessions per week. Focus on compound movements. Progressive overload. Full body development. Cardio 150,300 minutes of moderate activity weekly, or 75,150 minutes of vigorous activity. Walking, cycling, swimming, running, rowing. Daily movement. Walk more. Take stairs. Move frequently. Reduce sedentary time. Recovery. Sleep 79 hours. Manage stress. Eat sufficient protein. Stay hydrated. Final thoughts. If cardio is the art of teaching the body to travel farther, strength training is the art of teaching it to carry more. Cardio asks, how long can you keep going? Strength training asks, how much can you handle? Life eventually asks both questions. The strongest athlete who cannot climb a flight of stairs is incomplete. The marathon runner who cannot lift a suitcase is also incomplete. The healthiest human is not merely strong, not merely enduring, but adaptable. A person capable of running when necessary, lifting when required, resting when appropriate, and continuing to move through life with curiosity, resilience, and purpose. And perhaps that is the deepest lesson fitness offers. The goal was never simply to lose fat, build muscle, or improve a number on a watch. The goal was always to become a more capable version of yourself. Everything else is just sweat collecting evidence.